Now, let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Alex Morash, and let's queer up entertainment. Breathing While Black and Trans launches in Miami, uplifting voices and stories. Miami is preparing for a groundbreaking cultural moment. On Saturday, September 20th, the McKenzie Project Inc. will host the launch of Breathing While Black and Trans, a powerful 4-part docuseries amplifying the voices of Black, transgender individuals in South Florida. The event takes place at the Overtown Performing Arts Center with festivities running from 4 to 10 p.m. Guests will walk the red carpet at 6 p.m., enjoy a cocktail hour at 7, and then gather for the premiere showcase at 8. Attendees are encouraged to come dressed to impress in any shade of purple, a symbol of pride, resilience, and unity. The series dives deep into real stories of survival, healing, and strength, spotlighting the lived experiences of Black trans individuals navigating survival, sex work, homelessness, and systematic barriers in Miami.
I knew a girl that was coming out, and she started this when she was 14. And I also knew another girl who's my friend still to this day. She ended up, when I met her, she had started to transition. She was 15 when she started coming out. So I would have to say 14.
Because the key word in that question is vulnerable. We are in such a vulnerable, fragile state that we will fall for anything for refuge. At least me.
Homelessness amongst transgender individuals in Miami. A 2024 report indicates that approximately 1/3 of LGBTQ youth in Miami-Dade County experience homelessness or housing instability, with transgender youth being disproportionately affected.
You know, when you're staying in a hotel, you got a hotel to pay every night. Probably ain't got no kitchen, so you got to buy out, you know, throughout the day. You can't really afford hormones. You know, probably if you can get up from being, you know, hustling all night, if you can get up for an appointment. You know, I remember my family started calling me the vampire. You know, I only came out at night. You know, it was when the sun going down, 5 in the evening, 6 in the evening.
I've been homeless many times in my journey, but this last particular time, through my transition, I became homeless after getting problems with paying my rent.
Time of my homelessness, to be 100% honest, there were none. And the ones that they say they were offering, when you would go to the county side, when you would go to the city building, and you would apply for these resources, you would say, hey, my light bill is due. Hey, I heard you guys. Once they would see the ID and the name and things didn't match, because my name was not changed at this time. Like I said, it was the beginning of my transition. So once they would see the ID and the name, it was I'll call you back. It was I will let you know. And you never got that call. So to me, there were no resources. Even if they were saying they were providing a certain resource, I was not one of the people who were afforded those resources.
Organizers emphasize that Breathing While Black and Trans is not only about visibility, but about building community and inspiring change. You can find more details at themckenzieproject.org. You know, this is one of the stories that I'm so proud of us doing, and I'm so glad to see this docuseries coming, because it really highlights stories that we don't often talk about or see, not just being Black and trans, but also being Black and trans and dealing with the income inequality that many deal with and the struggles. And it's a reminder, you know, to get on my soapbox for a second of, like, when we talk about things like, you know, rent and housing and healthcare, they're all actually queer issues and trans issues and Black issues, and how, like, we are seeing a lot of suffering in our country, especially for marginalized groups, and stories like this are finally springing to light.
We're still seeing it because, I remember things like Paris is Burning and those type of stories, and there was one that they just recently came out with, but I feel like it's been like the same type of story, and it's going from generation to generation to generation, and it's like, where is it that, how far have we come? And it's nice to see that, but we still have so much more to go.
And more to the point, I feel like that, especially right now, when you think about the current political climate with people scapegoating LGBTQ people, especially trans people, for a variety of social ills, blaming, quote unquote, the BS term of gender ideology. This is essentially a smokescreen to distract you from the fact that tariffs are rising, your cost of living is improbable, your cost of rent is unsustainable, you are not getting, you're not getting wages that are supposed to be living wage. These, when the powers that be wants to point to you to another scapegoat social minority group, look, they are the ones that have causing you problems.
It's not just scapegoat. It's these lived experiences are very specific to what's going on to Black trans women and men in Miami. And I think that's something that's very important with these stories. And what makes it both emotionally vying, but also its own form of beauty of seeing so many people that are in our community and they're here and we can be part of that with them.
And support them too. The McKenzie Project is one of the best nonprofits down in Miami helping this, this cause. And, we've partnered with them in the past too, and when we lift each other up, it's really important.
Exactly. And that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing to and sharing Queer News Tonight.